ladies and gentlemen. I am WellsClyde27, and here we are in Chapter 3. And I'm here with wonderful people.
Hello, Toma the Wolf Dog here, and I am the OD amongst a group of Garfields. In any case, baton pass.
Hello, it's Cat Robbins again.
Dragula95 here.
With you, good old Uncle Jackal, waiting to be telling you stories.
Juggle, no, we don't need you at the moment.
Okay, I'll wait out.
Baton pass!
Ow! Sorry.
Sonic X Jones, I need an ice pack.
Baton.
Oh, jeez.
The baton's heavy.
Okay. Do we have anybody? I hope. I don't know. Might be a surprise somewhere. I don't know.
Me, myself, and I, and all of you beautiful people.
Yes, everybody is beautiful. So, who wants to read? Read. I don't know.
I can read.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a long narration bit here. Yeah.
If I basically start coughing, don't worry. I just have something in my throat, that's all.
Yeah, that's
All right. If you really need to cough, just mute yourself so you can. Yeah.
Cough in peace.
I know. Anywho.
All right. We are all ready.
Miller!
Go. Let's go. Push the start button, viewer.
Beep.
Honk.
Chapter 3. Who honked my nose?
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Boop.
Chapter 3. The First Night Within Dreams. Meeting up on the walk home from school later that same day, Will told Helen about the odd dream he had the night before, only to be surprised and disturbed when she told him that she had seen the exact same thing. What disturbed them both was how vividly real it was, as if more of a memory they lived through, going to Nightopia unaware than just a dream. The two friends made plans to meet up together in Nightopia as soon as they could that very evening. If there was any place to get answers, Owl would be the best bet, as he was one of the oldest and most knowledgeable Nightopians they knew. Unfortunately, time seemed to tease them throughout the afternoon. Chores and homework were a blessed distraction from the slowly creeping hands of the clock, much to the surprise of both the young adolescents, along with the usually boring discussions of their respective parents at the table during dinner. Such activities helped them endure the wait for the much-anticipated time for sleep. It was an odd sight for both sets of parents to see their child eagerly engaging in getting themselves ready for and into bed without the usual protests, instead of begging to stay up a little longer just to practice their favorite activity. Will and Helen paid their confused parents no mind, tucking themselves in after saying goodnight, closing their eyes, and setting in for the night.
Oh,
Settling in for the night.
When
When they opened their eyes again, Nightopia's dream gate stood before them. Will floated down to the walkway outside the dream gate, gravity pulling his feet to the ground. As soon as they made contact, the young teen wasted no time and ran through the golden gates, just like the player usually does.
Okay, wait.
What?
I don't know why, but I can see Will flying around in circles like the way Knights met Helen. I don't know why.
weird.
Well, you know when you're a player, as soon as you drop down, it's like, oh my gosh, gotta run.
Yeah.
Gotta get fixed. Anyway, wrong game.
I gotta use the restroom, BRB.
Okay. He quickly spotted Owl Helen ready. Hang on. She threw me off. She threw up my groove, man.
Good.
I'm sorry, you threw off the cat's groove. Sorry.
Okay, as I was saying, he quickly spotted Owl, Helen already standing beside the hovering bird and speaking with him.
Oh, I'm Will. Okay. Helen! Owl! There you are!
Will greeted, skidding to a stop before the two, rubbing the back of his head in embarrassment.
Sorry it took so long. I had to help out with the dishes.
Owl gave an amused hoot to the boy.
Ooh.
Nice. I like it.
Wow, it's certainly nice to see both of you after so long.
A frown slowly appeared on the owl's beak.
Sadly, it has been a while since a visitor, any visitor for that matter, has come here.
Helen and Will looked at the feathered Nighttopian in disbelief.
Really?
Owl nodded.
I wasn't sure if it was one we had to both
Yes.
time.
I don't know. Me too. I don't know.
I'm just going to say this as a narrator. Really?
Really?
Okay, let's go.
Guys, I'm trying to voice act. Can I say something here?
No.
Sure, go ahead.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
Hey,
your
I think
cue
you
now,
just-
narrator.
He just gave us permission to do something. Let's go. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist. I'm sorry, Toma. Anyway,
That's fine.
okay. He uttered, landing upon the wide rim of the fountain with a sigh.
Oh. The last time you were here was the last we saw of any visiting dreamer. During the time since then, the Nightmarans have been laying siege on Nightopia, practically to the extent of raising it to the black ocean beneath us. Oh. The first attack was so bad, my dear friends, that dreamers just stopped coming. Oh. The Dreamgate only survived as well as it did because of the protective residue of the 5 Idias that you both possess. Oh.
You're just doing that to make us giggle.
No, I'm
But-
doing that to try and keep
Oh,
the character.
Yes,
Go on.
I love it. I love it. I like the little hoot trill that you got going on there. Hoot trill hoot something. Anyway, but yes, idia. It's like moose. You say moose
Idia.
for singular and
Yeah.
moose for. It's like Pokemon. You say Pokemon instead of Pokemans.
Yeah, you could say it with an S,
dear.
but you don't have to. Like Lego and Legos, you could say both, and they're both plural.
So yes, you're not wrong. I'm just
Yeah.
putting that out
Yeah.
there.
Okay, noted.
All right, narrator's going back to her seat. Will stared at him in shock.
That's just terrible.
Oh my gosh, we're in a parody. I think I entered the wrong studio. I'm in the parody version, aren't I? Oh well.
Well,
Al gave.
Sorry, I didn't know you were starting. Go ahead.
It's okay. Will gave a low, hollow hoot, not a growl, but a hollow hoot in agreement.
Indeed. And that is not the worst part of it all. Night has disappeared without a trace.
Will and Helen turned to each other's. Huh. That's interesting. Will and Helen turned to each other's gaze. Calming his nerves, Will turned to look back at Owl.
Yeah, we know that's why we came here tonight. We kind of read ahead. Don't break
The old-
the wall.
Break the fourth wall. Will, stop breaking the fourth wall. I'm tired of having to fix that.
Okay.
The old bird looked at both the young dreamers, just like I am, and then let his gaze fall.
Oh, I'm afraid you are a little too late, visitors. Nightopia has no human measure of time. Oh. But he has been gone for some time now, long before you arrived.
What?
Will exclaimed.
But, I still happened to dream last night.
That incident that you saw occurred what I believe to be many human weeks ago. Oh, halfway between the times of your last visit and now. Oh.
Owl stated.
But as I said, it is hard to measure time here in human terms.
And why are we dreaming about it now?
Asked Will in a weird voice. Owl shook his head, unsure himself of the weird voice and his question.
Oh, I do not know, visitor. It could be an echo across reality, or someone else might have been dreaming it, and you just happen to have witnessed it through them.
Give me some. Look at it.
Helen, no.
Were you
But-
holding a sneeze?
I don't know. Okay, I got this. But why would someone besides us be dreaming of that event in the first place?
Wondered Helen aloud, confused. Owl was silent for a moment before speaking.
I am not quite sure, my dear. But what I do know for certain is that Knight's disappearance is partially responsible for the withdrawal of the Nightmarans from Nightopia. Excuse me.
Jonesy, you take this one.
Ow. Oh wait, where are we? They just. Oh yeah, here we go. They just left.
Asked both the alarmed dreamers. Owl nodded slowly.
Nightopia has been recovering since then, but Knights has yet to return.
Owl dipped his head down with a solemn frown, worried for his old friend. After a moment of silence, the old bird then looked back up at the dreamers with weary eyes.
I fear that Knights may have fallen into the Black Ocean.
Both young teams gasped in horror, just like in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. For it was one thing to see it in a dream, but to have it practically
Okay,
confirmed
Will,
like
stop
this.
gasping. Or do you really
That
want
wasn't
to
me.
know what it's like to go with that air?
That wasn't me.
That wasn't me too.
Oh my gosh, Ash. Jekyll, over there.
Go to your Kono.
Please.
Fine.
Thank you. Will was particularly shocked that Owl's guess was so close to the truth. They themselves had dreamed before he was even told about it.
But Owl,
The boy struggled to find his voice.
you really can't think that. You know what happens if to us if with the ocean and the falling and the dreams never
Yes,
again.
yes. It is true that visitors will be barred from Nightopia forever if they fall into the dreaded waves.
Interrupted Owl.
How it did not happen to you all that time ago when wise men attacked will always puzzle me.
What's his wise? Wait. What's his Wiseman's name? It does a capital I.
What, Eastman? Yeah, I
Looks
noticed
more like
that
an L than an I.
Uh-oh.
Typo from the typist.
Whatever.
I think that's actually a capital I. My bad. The old bird cleared his throat.
But no one really knows what happens to Nightopians, or Nightmarans, that fall into the Black Ocean. Being indigenous of this world, ideas range from no effect at all to...
He couldn't finish the sentence. Helen put a hand to her mouth in despair as both dreamers silently filled in the blanks. The old bird wisely continued before those morbid thoughts could progress.
The only one who would have such knowledge is Wise Man himself.
I'll never tell.
Go back to your soap operas, old man. Sorry, Wise Man. Love you.
And it isn't like we can go ask him.
Will muttered in slight annoyance. Why was one of the oldest Ninth Dimension beings one of the bad guys? And the leader at that?
That is one option I hope we never have to choose.
Said Owl.
It is one thing to face him in dualized form, but going into his presence, as we are, would be suicide.
After shaking off that scary thought, Owl continued.
The last time I saw Knights, he and Riella were in heated combat, constantly stealing scripts from each other, and headed out towards one of the largest clear expanses of the Black Ocean.
And we never recovered the
saw-
script.
Yes, we never recovered the
Yep.
scripts.
I wasn't even there. Then
Yeah, you
again, I
were.
just saw it through cards.
Yeah, you were. You were there. Shut up.
Yeah, you were taking photographs with a Snapchat filter.
How could I not? I did that too. I put them on Instagram.
Why am I the one who's always interrupted?
I'm sorry.
In any
Sorry,
case,
Albert.
Just like the real owl. Perfect.
Okay, continue.
My poor throat. Where was I?
I saw Fella flying away some time later as the storm began. He looked very badly beaten and seemed barely able to stay aloft.
Helen's chest puffed out, feeling proud of her lost friend.
What? Feeling proud after a lost friend?
Well, she's like, well, there's one silver lining about it.
Yeah, just go with it.
It's like if you hear one of the friends that had been killed had actually got a 1-up on the bad guy before he died. It's like, man, I feel so proud. I hate that he's gone, but I feel so proud.
At least he went down
Aha!
swinging.
A Pyrrhic victory.
Yeah, at I can read those words.
At least
At least whatever happened to Knights,
she did not want to admit the worst.
he gave Yara a fight that he won't be forgetting, not for a long time.
Will nodded in agreement, and that was really good reading, Ree. There was a long.
Well done.
Yeah. Let's clap.
Yay.
Let's clap.
Pat, 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 pat.
No pets.
No petting the
There
wolf.
was
No
a
petting the wolf.
long silence.
And no petting the other wolf unless you want to lose your hand.
Sorry.
There was a long, long silence.
And the sound of silence.
There is something else.
Wait, wrong voice. There's something else that I must tell you.
What was?
Visitors.
What the heck was that? Oh my goodness.
I
okay.
don't know, but I'm scared. Cat is scared. I'm hiding under blanket.
Okay.
Owl uttered an unreadable expression on his feathered face. I don't like the expression.
I feel that the time has come for you to know something I probably should have told you many times ago. Oh.
Will, Helen.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. What is it, Owl? What is
What? He's so
They asked somewhat together. Owl was slightly hesitant before answering.
Oh. I have refrained from speaking this to anyone, unsure what would happen if I did, since it happened so long ago.
Dreamers.
In fact, it happened so
Get
long
on
ago,
with
I
it,
don't...
Owl!
The dreamers yelled, somewhat in unison.
Oh, all right.
Owl collected himself.
Jeez, you're supposed to be talking in unison, and yet you keep going off sync. Listen closely, my friends.
He said
Actually,
in a
that's
quiet
loud.
voice.
Listen closely, my friends.
He said in a quiet voice, leaning in with the two children so that they could hear him.
What?
You understand that you are not the only visitors to Nightopia, correct?
Why are we whispering?
The children nodded, one of them whispering something, but really they should have said nothing.
You understand that you are not the only visitor... Wait, that's the wrong line. Well, you are also not the only ones who assisted knights in defeating the Nightmarens and Wise Man. Some time ago, there were 2 others who did just that.
Wow, really? There was 2 other people who helped knights and defeated the Nightmarens besides us? Why were we whispering this before? This is good news!
Asked Will in awe.
I never really thought there was
You need
others
to
you
keep
like
it
their
down.
others.
I am not so far away that you need to deafen me.
But why are we whispering?
Oh my gosh.
Many have come through the gate, but few have had such exciting adventures as you both had. It is even rarer that any of the visitors remember any of the events after they wake up. Oh, so rare, in fact, that there have only been 5 known visitors of such circumstances in my existence. Both are 2, and I plan on finding the other 2 that defeated Wise Man together.
You think they might be able to help?
Asked Owl.
Oh.
Owl nodded.
Yes, my dear. I will see if I can get them to meet with us here in the next few days, though it may be difficult.
How will it be hard?
Asked Will.
If they've been here before, it'd be easier to contact them again.
Owl shook his head.
The dreamers in question have not visited Nightopia in a very long time. Possibly many years in your time measurements. But do not worry about it. I will take care of the task.
Will and Helen suddenly began to fade, for daylight was bringing them back from dreams. Owl gave a small hoot.
Mr. Owl, I don't feel so good.
Oh my gosh.
Mr. Owl, I don't feel so good.
Oh my
Why
god.
don't you take your medicine?
Oh my god, are you
Wait,
turning
wrong
in the
voice.
are you turning in the morning now?
Sit
That's
down,
basically the tone I'm seeing.
Oh my
And
god.
stop interrupting me. I shall see you 2 again soon, I hope.
Will nodded.
Have you heard the other one? The song that another one bites the dust?
I'm face palming even though you can't hear it.
Oh, place the dust. Actually, I'll sing that.
No, guys.
Another one like,
Okay,
Ah.
count on
Dang
it.
it, what have I started?
Sorry. I apologize.
Okay.
Count on it.
See you later, Owl.
Called Helen just... What did I say, Helen? Helen just before the 2 faded entirely. Owl smiled as they disappeared. It fell after the 2 are gone, and he turned away with a heavy sigh.
I hope I can still reach those 2, and hopefully they haven't forgotten.
And hopefully they won't interrupt you.
No, No, you would sigh
Another
like,
one bites
ooh.
the dust.
And
Another one bites the dust.
Okay,
And another one's gone. And
Oh
another
my
one's
god,
gone.
I
Another one bites the dust.
was thinking that literally. Right now.
Oh, hoot.
Another one.
hey. You know, one of these days we need to sing Bohemian Rhapsody. We just need to sing Bohemian Rhapsody. Just hang out.
Mama, I had a dream. There was this weird purple jester
okay.
and this red one. And
Daylight brought with it a new day. Will and Helen awoke, prepared for school, and left their homes to start their day. Their visit with Owl that night before set in the back of their minds for now.
Today, students, we're going to work on our math assignments. Then I have a special treat for all of you.
What is nice, a teacher here? It's nice basically having like glasses on, like their fake glasses, with a textbook. And I guess
I
there will
don't
be
remember
other
if
I'm a
textbooks.
substitute teacher. Now, quiet in the classroom.
is chapter 4 the Hatbox one? Can't remember. Oh well, let's keep going.
Announced the teacher at the beginning of class with a big smile on her face. The students in the classroom wiggled in their seats with barely containing excitement, eager to find out what the surprise could be. But it worked. Their declams, fractions, and equations as told. Even the silence of concentration, the air was still filled with
Eagerness.
especially since this particular teacher had the reputation of being one of the best and most fun instructors of the entire school. Having completed his work early, Will turned in his desk to quietly talk with two others who just completed their own work.
What do you guys think it could be?
He whispered to Helen August.
It's free real estate.
I have no idea.
Answered Helen,
Don't know.
uttered August with a shrug. And he had just opened his mouth to make a suggestion when the teacher suddenly interrupted, having noticed that the rest of the class had completed their work.
Thank you, Miss Dracula. Great job, students. Please set your assignments on my desk, and I will make my announcement.
The students obeyed, and once the last student was back at the desk, the teacher gave a big smile.
Be small. The guy wants a glass of milk, Josh.
Milk?
Give him the milk, Josh. Oh, sorry. If anybody gets that reference, kudos. Let's see. Anyway, as a reward for how well you all have been doing for the past 3 consecutive months, we are having a field trip, and you get to decide the destination.
Follows, making the teacher laugh. Such trips were things of legend, so this was truly a great surprise. The room suddenly became silent under the teacher's stern gaze. She cleared her throat before smirking, turning a hand on a small black box on her desk.
Now that you all have calmed down, I want everyone to write down where they think we should go on a piece of paper, fold it up, and put it in this box, which can also be a hat. I will then write each suggestion on the board, and we will, as a class, vote on the best one. Good luck, everyone.
Each student scrambled to get their piece of paper from their supplies, eagerly writing down their suggestions from snickering while doing so. Yes, I'm taking over narration for a little bit, everyone. There's your...
5 minutes later. Students,
The teacher called out, picking up a hat.
I thought it was a box.
We can just say she moved everything into a hat. She
Okay.
realized there wasn't enough room in the box.
Yes, unfortunately, there wasn't. Anyway, students, quiet, quiet. Time's up. Place your choices in my hat box here, please.
She walked up and down every other row of desks to allow each student to do so. Going back up to the desk at the front of the class, the teacher then proceeded to pull out each individual slip of paper and write the choices on the board, making a tick mark besides the choices, if any were repeated, to make sure that all the students participated. The teacher spoke aloud as she wrote the choices.
All right, let's see here. Our choices for a field trip are water park, the movies. I'm not sure I can do that one, but we'll see. Oh, a music concert.
The teacher smirked, because it's obviously night, glancing back at the students.
I know that was your choice, Helen.
Helen blushed a little at her teacher's correct observation.
Our next choice.
The teacher stopped, looking at the paper in her hand.
Oh, huh. This is a nice choice.
A few of the students perked up in interest at this, watching curiously as the teacher wrote amusement park, carnival, circus on the board with the other choices.
It's been a long time since I've been to a carnival or a circus.
Ironic, because nightmares are basically that.
Yeah, I'm friends with Balin. In fact, this is Balin.
Technically Ballin would be considered kind of like a dude, since that's what everyone else is.
Everybody has their choices on what they can
True
be.
that.
No, it's like the Nightmarins.
You get the idea.
Mhm.
Uttered the teacher with a nostalgic tone in her voice. She turned to face the class.
Whose idea was this? Mine, ma'am.
Answered August, raising a hand. The teacher smiled and nodded to him before turning to the board again to write the rest of the ideas on the board. Soon the list included a museum, which earned some groans from the class, and an embarrassed look from a redhead in the back of the class. The mole got some enthusiastic cheering from over half the girls in the classroom, not including Helen. Dead they were, camping, the White House, Buckingham
Palace.
and Italy were also suggested. A few more luxurious ones were the moon, Pluto, and altered reality.
Little
One
Bruno, some of them
student
don't know.
even had the guts to suggest home, and got a few different stickers.
The teacher frowned at a bit at the more absurd ideas.
Now, students, we need to be reasonable with our ideas. I know you're all excited, but if we do not get reasonable ideas for our trip, there will not be one.
She crossed out the ridiculous ideas and a few of the other ideas that would either be impossible to go to or too expensive to attend.
Like
This
Disney
action earned a few groans.
Okay,
She turned and addressed the students once more.
we are now going to vote for which destination we will go for our trip. Everyone needs a vote. First on the list, who's feeling up to a water park?
A few students raised their hands, and the teacher tallied them on the board besides the idea.
The movies?
The hands went down, and other hands went up.
A concert?
Helen raised her hand without hesitation, enthusiastically waving it back and forth.
Yes, Helen, we know.
Said the teacher with a giggle and tallied her vote next to her suggestion. Helen sadly realized that she was the only one who voted for it. She put her hand down a bit disappointed, but understood why no one else would vote for it.
Okay. How about an amusement park, carnival, or circus?
By the way, during one of my old school field trips, I actually did go to a concert.
It was actually pretty cool. I actually got to go
I
to
got
one
to go
too.
to an arcade that had a little mini bumper boats or bumper cars arena, and it was awesome. And laser tag.
Well,
I even went to a museum at one point.
well,
I actually got to play in a couple concerts.
Ah, neat.
Yep, I was a violinist.
Nice.
I was in choir.
Well, there's your little trivia, people.
Moving on, please.
Yes, I know.
I really wish I had played the cello instead, though. But anyway,
As a teacher, arms suddenly sprung up like daisies. Even some of those who had voted already and were not supposed to vote a second time raised their hands.
it seems that we have a winner.
Said the teacher with a smile and circled August's suggestion with carefully held in enthusiasm as students cheered behind her. Yay!
You are a winner.
All right, students. Within 2 weeks' time, we shall go to a carnival. You will all receive permission slips as soon as the date is set.
Also, as if on cue, the bell rings. Ding!
You are dismissed for lunch.
The teacher informed the students, formally ending the class as students suddenly stood from their desks with bags in hand.
well.
Man, that was great.
Will exclaimed cheerfully with a friendly nudge of his elbow to August's arm.
Congrats on getting your suggestion picked.
Thanks.
August responded shyly, having the urge to rub the back of his head out of nervous habit, but unable to do so with his hands carrying his lunch tray. Well, of course, that'd be obvious. The two were suddenly in the lunch line, balancing their trays on their arms as they loaded food onto them. Will made sure to get the special of the day, which includes freshly cooked chicken, mashed potatoes with gravy, a carton of milk, and some slice of apple pie. Buy some apples! August just got some angel hair pasta
Gotta have
with
the pizza.
seasoned chicken fingers. On the side, a small cup of diced pears, and a carton of chocolate milk. It was rare
Imaginary
for
characters have better lunches than we do.
Actually, some of those were my lunches.
Yeah, I even got pizza, honestly.
I ate pizza all the time.
I never ate in a lunchroom. The teachers always send us home when we went lunchtime.
They
What?
had these mozzarella sticks that was basically more like a breadstick with mozzarella in it, and those were delicious.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry we're making you guys hungry. Right now, I'm starting to feel a bit
I
hungry.
don't know why I described the food in such detail.
Well, now you're just making it more torturous. You know, this dragon basically has a gluttonous appetite.
Okay, you two, cool it down.
I wasn't even doing anything.
I was talking to
Why
Ashley.
just-
Jackal,
Just
are
like
you
that-
texting or something?
What? I got an update.
Yeah, just like the
Let's get back to the thing.
next line. It's so hard to find really good food.
Right. And both boys knew this, which made them almost and virtually drool over their own
Involuntary
meal as
drool.
they walked together to the table. Well, pardon me if I missaid that.
Well, if there's any words that you don't know how to say, just let us know.
Look, I haven't been in the waking world too long, alright?
Calm down.
Fair enough.
I'm making myself hungry. I'd be drooling.
Come on.
I want apple pie, man.
I've already eaten, so it's all fine.
I'm refraining from finishing my sandwich. Anyway,
As soon as they had seated themselves down at the table where they had left their backpacks, they dove into their meals, only taking a breath of for air after a quick swig of their beverages. Soon, they had exhausted their tray supplies of food, except for their dessert, which they both happily scarfed down just as quickly as the rest of the lunch. Helen looked in disgust, slowly losing her appetite as the two boys particularly inhaled their food as if they hadn't eaten in years.
Like Kirby!
Okay. You boys are disgusting. You know that.
Oh, Glenn. Mad that she no longer had interest in eating her own egg salad sandwich she had brought from home. Both boys looked at her, still chewing on their own lunches.
Yep, that's what we do.
The two barely concealed snorts of amusement and the food in their mouths. Well, that's just oddly rude. Seriously, you boys better pretty much clean up your acts.
Well, it's nice to know that August and Will got along very quickly.
I never really talk while I'm eating.
You don't eat.
Yeah, you don't need to eat.
Well,
All right,
that
let's
is
go.
All right. Helen started to wonder if they were really boys or, in fact, farm animals in clever disguises. She gave a sigh, putting her lunch away to eat later. The girl then stood from her seat, putting on her backpack.
If you excuse me, boys, I'll be heading off to history. August, remember to meet me right by the I can't read that.
Cafeteria.
Entrance?
Yep.
Later. And I will show where the music room is.
August not in agreement. His mouth still full. He swallowed over
Hello. There's a newcomer. Someone just came into the cafeteria singing.
back.
Holy cow.
We have Monty! Monty made his appearance!
Oh, shh! Are you guys recording?
Yes! keep going, Dragon. Keep going. I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness. That was perfect. I'm so sorry. Okay, Reed, you want to finish your line?
That was perfect. Oh my god.
We had
Not to make a pun, but that was comedy gold.
Okay, cafeteria entrance later?
Okay, yeah.
That would be Ree.
She already read that. It's he swallowed.
Oh, okay.
That's August.
No, that's August.
Yeah, but she's supposed to read that part. The swallowed.
I got this. You swallow before speaking.
Then it's English right after that, right?
Yes, it is.
Allow me then. She agreed before giving a small wave in farewell.
Now I am off. I will see you boys later.
She turned around and swiftly walked out of the cafeteria like a gazelle would.
She swiftly skipped and hopped and sang la 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 la. Alrighty, so
Will looked over at August.
ready to get to gym class? Miss Everett's really seemed to take a liking to you. Maybe you have a chance to make the basketball team.
August smiled.
That's what he said too.
The boy took a moment to drink up the rest of his milk, which surprisingly still had yet to be finished, and tossed the empty carton right into the garbage.
10
August
points.
then dusted his hands off before picking up his backpack to follow his friend.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Cause, hey, every viewer out there, you know what time it is? That's right, Mark Stiller!
We're not doing an intro.
Sorry, I just couldn't help it. Besides, you already told us that this is containing filler.
Well, anyway, even
Jackal.
with Jackal over here, thank you for the pseudo intro, but unfortunately, right now it is the outro. That was the end of the story. So, you all have a very good night. This is Cat Robin signing off, along with my best buds.
I hope you enjoyed 3 and 4. We'll see you again on number 5.
Yeah, laters.
This is Red Clyde 27, and with the girls.
SXJ.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.